Welcome everybody to another Voice of Nick show. We're doing more of our Posthomerica artwork, and we have our design for Philoctetes, sort of. Let's do a couple things here. Okay, first I want to fill in a few of these parts that are supposed to be black. So let's just do his hair and his beard, just so they're in. And then I would like to, we'll do kind of like a test run on what the textures are gonna look like. So let's kind of finish everything up to his waist or down to his waist. And then we'll start messing with the texture of these quote unquote paints, these things that are supposed to represent paints. So let's do this, we'll do this. I don't really know what I want him to have on his coat here. Let's take a look at some of our other reference material. What else we got? For this Paris one, maybe something. We could give him some kind of maybe like some kind of designed thing here. We also want to get rid of the black outlines underneath any of these washes of color, because within this style they would not have had outlines. Okay, now we have to remember that he's going to be really small in the frame, so we don't want to put a lot of details on him, not like this picture of him on the left. But let's first, we got to make sure that we keep everything organized too, where we're putting him on the correct layers. So we're going to fill in his the rest of his body here. We're going to do the arms. We won't change the color of his shirt. I figure his shirt was probably like white and black, but I don't think that's going to serve our picture. In this style, there really seems to only be a few pigments used. You know, across the image, so I'm trying to stay true to that. Okay, so now what I want to do, let's first mess with this one. We're going to take our color swatches and put them over here for now. We'll take this and we're going to make it a little bit darker. Let me get back to my other reference piece. Yeah, so there's kind of like a, it's not like a shading, it's like a lumpiness of the ink or something. Wait, we want this. which of these dictates the size? Yeah, if we made this like that, maybe. And maybe if we also change the opacity. Okay, yeah, we're getting somewhere. Yeah, okay. So how do I make a selection based on, that doesn't work. Like in regular Photoshop, you can select the edges of the layer. I don't think I can do that. If I did this, no, yeah, see that still? Okay, but what I could probably do is make this into a mask if I like duplicated it and then mask it. How does that work? What if we... See, I don't know much about how masks work. I thought that should make it so that you can make a mark within... Yeah, see, it's creating something. But that doesn't affect this. Aha, okay, that's what we want. Delete that. Yes, okay. So we'll take this out. We will make a new layer. Right, and now this is masked to the first layer. Okay, I learned an important thing today. The opacity is still pretty high. So this is kind of like a layered look to the paint that was on top of the image that we're trying to get here, so that it's not regulated really. But what I think I want to do is change the brush. So first let's do the manager. So this is, okay, we're gonna grab this one and we're gonna change the name and add a star next to it. Just so we know it's one of our favorites. Now we'll find a brush that's more like a, I'm not sure which one we would want, but more of like a paint-ish brush. Yeah, that could be better. Maybe we should even be making... What if we redid this? And so first of all, we will take this . So that's like the accent color for this color. Now let's see if we can do this, but with maybe that's kind of nice. Flat brush, soft. That's definitely the texture we want. This one's got a texture on it. That's pretty nice too. Mix. Oh. Okay. So this brush doesn't seem to we're drawing on this layer. Doesn't seem to be very opaque. Which is kind of what we want. I wish I could force it to be more opaque though. I guess I could just do it in more than one layer. Yeah, like in this type of Greek art, you would see the lines and the stuff underneath what the brush did, because like probably not at the time when it was made, you know, like when this was like a new painting on top of a vase, but it was visible, is visible now, probably because the paint has faded. So we're gonna remove that, and maybe we'll make this a little, oops. Yeah, just a little bit tighter where we want. Good. Now for this, we're gonna take that and let's see if we can screw around. I also want to, before I forget, we gotta delete the outlines of this stuff, which you can see it underneath certain things. Okay, good. Let's also delete the belt outline while we're here. This is a challenge for me. This type of art I've never really done before. I'm enjoying it a lot. Yeah, this is the look that it has, where it's like sort of lumpy-ish because of the way that the paint was preserved. This is exactly what we wanted to do. This is really cool. Okay, I'm very excited. So let's take that. We're gonna put this back like this. And let's just do every layer with this brush instead. So actually we could probably just delete this layer, which is his underside. What are we doing? Oh, because I don't, right. We need to recreate the layer that we just deleted. And the interesting thing about this is that it has a little bit of a translucency to it. So some of the background elements are actually going to come through. God, that texture looks really good. That's exactly what I was trying to get. I'm really bad with, I've mentioned this before, but like I'm not very familiar with how to use digital art and Photoshop, you know, techniques that are exclusive to Photoshop. So like if I was using paint, I would know how to do what I was just doing, but I really don't know how to do it in Photoshop. So I'm pretty excited that I like kind of figured that out. All right, so now we're gonna do the same thing. We'll make this one of those type of layers. We're gonna turn this a little darker. Let's make this pretty translucent. Actually, no, first we gotta put our little, oops. Put that on the color swatch. Yep, that's pretty much exactly right. Okay, so and we just want to make this kind of splotchiness. And then we'll make this smaller and create different splotches. Because as opposed to all the other ones, this type of Greek art would have been painted, specifically painted, which is different than what the other ones are, which is kind of like a strategic cutting that then when it gets fired as a piece of pottery turns into outlines. So we're trying to emulate now, instead of the fired thing. This is a totally different thing where it's like paint on top of clay firing. Love it. Love that. Okay. So we're going to match this texture of this and this for the other, the arrow holster thing and the helmet. Because those, as they are now, look too perfect. So we're going to mess with that. I'm glad we did this sort of proof of concept because I'm pretty happy with the future of this piece now. So that's going to do it, ladies and gents. We made a lot of progress, even if it doesn't look like it, because we know our direction for the future. So if you want to see more of the channel, don't forget to hit the follow button. If you want to know more about the project that I'm doing this for, !Troy in the chat.